Virtuous Diva, how are you? This is Pastor AD from Adrian Davis Ministries out of Huntsville, Alabama, and I am excited to be with you all on today. I found out about you all through my brother, Pastor Christopher Sands, who was featured in a video last month on dress how you want to be addressed. Did such an excellent job, man. I'm so excited to follow this great man of God. I don't even know what to do after after his teaching and his illustration and everything like that. So I'm I'm gonna try to do the best I can with the subject that we're dealing with. But let me say, I thank you all for this opportunity. But let me commend you and pat you on the back because you are doing such an excellent job of being a voice of empowerment for this generation of women. And so I pray that women take heed to what you all have placed on your website and how you strategically place people and have placed people to educate this generation of women. So I thank you for this. And it's my prayer that we develop something like this for men and men take heed to it as well. But just had to get my thanks out before we start this process of what we're about to deal with. My subject matter today is forgiveness. Forgiveness. And could have talked about anything that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to deal with forgiveness for numbers of reasons. Right now, I'm in the process of writing a book called Finding Forgiveness. That forgiveness starts with me. It doesn't start with anybody else. It starts with me. But then also, we're about to cross over into 2012. And leaving out of 2011, you can't afford, right now, you cannot afford to carry unforgiveness into 2012 of people and hurt and things that hurt you in 2011. And so it's my job to kind of aid you in doing so. And so in this short video, I just want to throw out a few nuggets to you that I hope you take heed to. First thing, forgiveness is the gift that you give yourself. We always talk about the fact that we love ourselves. We love ourselves more than anything. And if you love yourself more than anything, how about you give yourself the gift of forgiveness? When you need to forgive somebody, it's usually the situation doesn't bother the person, the situation bothers you. And so you have to choose that I desire to forgive. Jesus clearly gives a depiction on how many times we should forgive. In Matthew chapter 18, verses 21 and 22, Peter goes to Jesus and asks Jesus, he said, Jesus, how many times should I forgive my brother that sins against me? And he says up to 7 times. Peter says that with the question mark behind it. And Jesus says, no, up to 70 times 7. And so when he says up to 70 times 7, that means 490 times. And then in Luke, he says up to 70 times 7 in one day. And so that's 490 times. And if we broke it down, 490, that means in 24 hours, in one day, 24 hours, that means someone would have to sin against me every 3 minutes for 24 hours. Be it that we didn't go to sleep. And the problem is nobody is sinning against you or hurting you that many times. It's the fact that you keep reliving it in your mind that many times. And so the Bible says, renew your mind daily. Renew your mind daily. Or I know that I need to forgive, but I choose not to forgive. And when you choose not to forgive, you yield to your emotions rather than your wisdom. Because your wisdom says I should forgive because God tells me I should forgive, and Jesus tells me I should forgive. We can go to Mark chapter 11, verse 26, where it says, if you do not forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive you. So we need God's forgiveness. But when we say, I can't let it go, I just can't get over it. They've done something that bad to me. They hurt me so bad. I just can't get over this. We're yielding to our feelings and our emotions rather than our wisdom, because we know that we should get over it. We know that we should release. We know that we should let go, but we choose not to let go. And you have to remember this. Your memory does not have a time frame. And you want to know how I know? Because somebody could hurt you, and it could be years. Years can go by. And then you see that person again, and your memory brings it right back to the forefront of your mind, because you have not forgiven and you have not healed from this. Your memory doesn't know a time frame, and so you have to get to a place where you try to erase and forgive and move on from, because you can't keep reliving situations. Because listen to me, that when you keep reliving situations and you have not forgave somebody that did something to you years ago, it sticks you in that place, it sticks you in that moment, and it stunts your growth from that moment on in that area of your life. This is why you have adults that still act childish in certain areas, because in the area of their life they were hurt. Let's say that they were hurt at 16, they never forgave, never moved on, never got over it, and so now they're at 32, and when a situation like that happens, they revert back to being 16. Attitude, rolling eyes, snapping neck, popping gums. You have to get past what happened to you. But the only way you can do that is that if you forgive. And you may be telling me, Pastor AD, I'm not ready. I ain't ready to forgive. I'm choosing not to forgive. I'm yielding to my emotions rather than my wisdom. Look, I know you said this is the gift that I give myself, but I ain't ready to give myself this gift because you don't know what they did to me. Let me leave you with this right here, is that Jesus stopped dying on the cross to forgive us. And if somebody has not done something that bad to you, the Bible depicts it as this. It says that his flesh was open, his guts were coming out on the cross. And the first words that he says, Father, forgive them. He stopped dying. Why was that so crucial? The reason why it's so crucial is because Jesus could have took his last breath without giving us those 7 last words. But those 7 last words, but the first phrase of that 7 last words says, Father, forgive them. And so you have to remember that nobody's done something that bad to me of what we did to Jesus. And so I can forgive because Jesus forgave me. And so I'm leaving you with that, Virtuous Diva. Look, listen, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being who you are and stay true to who you are. For anybody that's watching this, if you know somebody that you need to forgive them at the closeout of this year. You cannot afford to go into 2012 dealing with 2011. God says our desire, in Isaiah, he says, I desire to do a new thing. But it's impossible for him to do a new thing if you are still holding on to the old thing. God bless you. Check me out, Adrian Davis Ministries, adriandavisnow.org. God bless you. Have a good day.